The iPhone 17 Pro Max was iPhone 14 Pro Max biggest projected upgrades. Will this fall's iPhone release entice you to upgrade? The iPhone 14 Pro Max has proven to be a terrific phone since its 2022 introduction, but there's no denying that it's beginning to show its age when compared to some of the best phones you can buy right now. And with the iPhone 17 Pro Max release on the horizon, the stage is set for a potential iPhone 17 Pro Max versus iPhone 14 Pro Max upgrade decision. A lot of iPhone 17 Pro Max speculations have already surfaced, giving us some sense of what to expect when Apple shows us its new phone range, possibly as soon as next month at a fall launch event. But if you have been following up on all the chatter of what Apple's reportedly planned, need to fret, we can walk you through the expected changes based on what's slipped out so far. How much will the iPhone evolve over the course of 3 years? Our iPhone 17 Pro Max versus iPhone 14 Pro Max looks at all the available upgrades. 1. Price and availability. When the iPhone 14 Pro Max launched in September 2022, the base 128GB model cost $1,099. It won't be apparent what Apple expects to charge for its next phone, but it will likely be more than that. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, released a year after the iPhone 14 Pro Max, boosted the starting price for Apple's premium phone to $1,199, and that price persisted with last year's iPhone 16 Pro Max, which was released with a starting price of $1,199. At best, we anticipate the iPhone 17 Pro Max will also remain that price, while global economic conditions, including tariffs, could cause iPhone 17 price hikes. On the positive side, at least you're getting more phone for your money. When Apple hiked the cost of its Pro Max model, it also reduced the 128GB storage. The iPhone 17 Pro Max should continue to offer 256GB as the storage for its base model, double what the iPhone 14 Pro Max arrived with. 2. Design and display. For the most part, Apple's phones haven't actually altered all that much in terms of design in recent years, but that could be changing with the iPhone 17 Pro series. According to multiple reports, the iPhone 17 Pro Max will include an extended camera bar that takes up the full upper third of the phone's rear panel, instead of just the corner camera array that the iPhone 14 Pro Max sports. It's an unusual style, however, for aficionados of Apple's more simple design, it may not be much of an attraction. Pro model screen sizes rose with the iPhone 16 series, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max should keep the 6.9-inch panel introduced by its predecessor. That's increased screen space from the iPhone 14 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. On top of that, the dynamic island will supposedly be smaller on the newer phone. The bigger screen means a somewhat larger phone, as the iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 6.42 by 3.06 by 0.32 inches, compared to the 6.33 by 3.05 by 0.31-inch iPhone 14 Pro Max. 3 cameras. The iPhone 14 Pro Max includes 3 rear cameras, a 48 megapixels main shooter joined by 12 megapixels ultra-wide and zoom lenses. The latter camera features a 3x zoom. At the time, that was an excellent system, but things have changed with camera phones in the ensuing 3 years, particularly with Apple's succeeding iPhone models. The optical zoom offered on Pro iPhones is now 5x, while the iPhone 16 Pro models introduced a 48 megapixels ultra-wide sensor to the mix. The iPhone 17 Pro Max figures to introduce more changes, as speculations say the new Pro versions will be the first iPhones to offer a triple of 48MP lenses. That implies you're likely to be looking at a 48 megapixels primary, 48 megapixels telephoto, and 48 megapixels ultra-wide cameras on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The improved telephoto lens may see its optical zoom capabilities decreased to 3.5x, but that's still a minor gain over the iPhone 14 Pro Max's zooming capabilities. And those close-ups will be taken at a greater resolution. Up front, all iPhone 17 models are rumored to have a 24 megapixels selfie cam, double the resolution of the iPhone 14 Pro Max's 12 megapixels true depth camera. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is seeking to specifically attract filmmakers and content creators with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Among the reported improvements is support for dual video capture that would enable you to use both the front and rear cameras concurrently. 4. Performance. At the time of its debut, the iPhone 14 Pro Max rated among the top-performing phones, thanks to its A16 chip being the first constructed utilizing a 4-nanometer technology. Newer chips have caught up, even outperformed the A16, though, and that includes Apple's own iPhones. Recent models have used Apple-designed CPUs made on a 3-nanometer technology, which has meant advances in both overall performance and power efficiency. So when the iPhone 17 Pro Max shows out inevitably powered by A19 Pro hardware, it should handily outsuckle the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Like Apple's current chipsets, the A19 Pro is believed to use the same 3-nanometer technology. Another potential boost in iPhone 17 Pro Max performance could come in the shape of a vapor chamber, which could be included on an iPhone for the first time. The feature distributes heat so that performance may keep steady, even when there are loads of processing demands. Furthermore, Apple is likely to enhance RAM on its iPhones, with the iPhone 17 series set to provide 12 gigs. That compared to 6 gigs of memory on board the iPhone 14 Pro Max. 5. Software. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is among the devices that support iOS 26, which you can presently download as a public beta. That's the same software that will run on the iPhone 17 devices that release in the fall. But devices like the iPhone 17 Pro Max can do something the iPhone 14 Pro Max can't, even if it's running Apple's latest iPhone software, support Apple Intelligence capabilities. The iPhone 14 Pro just doesn't have the processor or the RAM to run Apple's suite of AI-powered applications. 6. Battery and charger. The iPhone 14 Pro Max boasts a relatively excellent 4,323 mAh battery, which managed to maintain a charge for 13 hours and 39 minutes in our test. That was pretty decent at that time, but Apple's batteries have gotten better. The iPhone 16 Pro Max rates well on our top phone battery life list with its 17-hour-plus time. The iPhone 17 Pro Max would try to beat that, not only with a more power-efficient processor, but a speculated 5,000 mAh battery. There's also talk of an improved Qi2 wireless charging standard appearing by the time the iPhone 17 Pro Max comes out, bringing a possible bump in wireless charging speeds to as fast as 50 watt. Next, here are 3 features that'll make me upgrade to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Apple might be working up a fresh new look for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and by fresh, I mean the camera bump could turn into a full-on camera island. Not quite a beauty queen, but hey, it's what's inside that counts, right? Rumors are already flowing, and honestly, this might just be the year I finally upgrade. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is going to be a massive phone, and that's exactly why I adore Pro Max models, because with this enormous size comes a huge battery. And truly, battery life is everything for me, or almost. Here's the 3 features that will make me upgrade this year. Battery bigger than 4,685 milliamps. I am currently rocking an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Even though this phone still has some energy left in it, plenty, next year will mark 5 years after its debut. I'm starting to think of upgrading. The main reason why I acquired the iPhone 13 Pro Max at the time was the battery. Rumor has it, the iPhone 17 Pro Max may become thicker so it can fit even more battery in itself. For me, that's crucial. I'm this strange person who dislikes charging every night. It's tied to horrible memories with a gray iPhone 8, and I want to go out freely, do everything I want on my phone, and still have battery to walk the streets at night and take nighttime shots. Especially in the summer. And I'm a pretty heavy user, able to deplete the battery of my iPhone 13 Pro Max in less than half a day. Yes, it's old and not at full capacity, but you get my point. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is also reported to gain an improvement in videography. Specifically, the phone is reported to be able to have cameras on both sides function together with dual video recording. This is a great cool tool for replies or simply your simple blog, all things I've been looking into lately. This was doable before, but it wasn't a thing in the default camera app. Of course, nothing is ideal, and I had no aspirations that the iPhone 17 Pro Max would be either. We have the, to put it mildly, unattractive remodeling of the camera bump into a camera island or into a camera town, more like it. and the prospective Apple logo change, which wouldn't sit right with a MagSafe transparent cover if tipster Majin is true. Design is pretty big for me, but there's absolutely nothing that I wouldn't tolerate for a huge battery on an iPhone. iOS 26 and its redesign would balance the awful outer looks. If the redesign is really true, I find it hard to believe even after months of leaks. For me, therefore, I can live with it. Another potential trade-off could be the weight of the phone. With a bigger battery and thicker body, it may come on the heavy side. However, I'm trained on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it may not affect me. Of course, on this one, I'll have to first handle the phone in my hand to see if the weight would be appropriate for me. There's also the elephant in the room, a prospective price hike. It is not definite if the price hike will happen, and the exact prices are still to leak, but rumor has it that the complete iPhone 17 series may come at a greater price than the 16. Depending on how high it ends up being, I may consider a 16 Pro Max for an upgrade, but it's more probable I'll go for the 17. I never buy iPhones straight out of pocket anyway, I'm not that rich. Will the iPhone 17 Pro Max be worth it for me? If the rumors about a battery size upgrade, it would undoubtedly be worth it. Pro Max models are already amazing with battery life, but at least for me, more is more. Additionally, I'd be happy with an updated telephoto camera and new video features. Are you ready for an update this year or next, and would you go for the iPhone 17 Pro Max and why? Share with us in the comments. So, that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.